The squirrel was magic!
Welcome to a new episode of Heckles Horror. Conspiracy theory: TJ Loki is a giant anime fan. False. That is a false claim if I've ever heard one. Do not listen to Danielle. I do not like anime. Welcome to Heckles Horror. New episode. As always, I am your host TJ. Halloween. It's October, so continuing the costume tradition for the month. I know that last week. I know that last week everybody said that they wanted me to do like a god damn it, a sexy maid. But I was actually really gonna do it too, but when I went to the Halloween store to look for costumes and shit, I swear to God I was gonna do it. I was even looking at costumes and shit, and they're like $60 or $70, and I'm like, fuck that. I'm not paying $70 for a costume that I'm gonna wear for 2 hours for some laughs. That's asinine. If you people want to pay for the costume, though, I will more than willing wear that bitch on the air. So, anyway, like I said, new episode of H&H. We have a new segment that we're going to introduce tonight. Before we get into that, though, I do want to mention that worst hooker costume. Like I said, I was going to do it. I was really, really going to do it, but they were so fucking expensive.
You're the dead hooker now.
Yeah, I'm a dead hooker. I'm wearing a hooker's face. Josh DeForge, I'm here, but I am at work, so I'll watch Hang as long as I can. Josh, thank you for tuning in, even though you're at work. It's good to see you in the comments again. Josh DeForge, who has been watching the show for quite a while now, actually did I've been meaning to share it. I'm planning on sharing it tomorrow, but he sent me a video. I've been talking to him a little bit here and there over the last week or so, and he put together a little like a review. Did I send it to you? I sent it to you, didn't I? Yeah. He's put together a little review video for Diabolical Index and Heckles and Horror, and he sent it to me, and it's really cool. It's really cool to see somebody review a show that I like to do so much. But he sent that to me. I plan on sharing it on the page tomorrow. Like I said, I've been meaning to, but I just keep getting sidetracked and getting busy with other stuff that I haven't had time. But yeah, Josh, thanks for tuning in, even though you're at work. I appreciate it, man. Where was I going? Oh yeah, couple things. Hey, Ernie, what's up? What's up, man? Ernie, welcome to the show. I'm glad you're tuning in. Tori, I see you. Michelle. Brandon. So yeah, anyway, first and foremost, before I get into the episode, I do want to say that Tori Jones, the Wicked One sequel, Wicked Ones, is currently funding on Indiegogo. Do you have the link still? Andrew's going to pin the link to the comments for the Wicked Ones Indiegogo. That's a great hooker outfit. Andrew's going to pin the link for the Wicked Ones Indiegogo. Check out the Indiegogo. It's a movie that we're trying to do. It's a sequel to a movie that we did back in 2016. It's gonna be a fantastic fucking movie, man. I can't wait to get started on it. Directed by Tori Jones, written and co-written by Tori and Cheyenne Gordon. Cheyenne, he was on the show, what, like three or four episodes ago? I can't remember how long ago. Do what? Oh, okay. Andrew's got the Indiegogo up right now. Check it out. There's some cool-ass perks. There's t-shirts, posters, DVDs, Blu-rays, everything like that. It's going to be an awesome, awesome movie, and I'm really excited to do it. I'm teaming up with Sean Burkett. Sean Burkett is serving as the director of photography, and I'll be serving as his camera op for the movie. Do what?
I'll be your bitch.
Yeah, and Andrew's going to be my bitch. my camera assistant. Best in the business right here. And as always, I am joined by my off-screen counterpart, Mr. Andrew Moore. So yeah, Wicked Ones, check that out. I think he's still got the Indiegogo up. Got some really cool stuff, like I said, t-shirts, posters, Blu-rays, little statues of the Wicked One himself. A bunch of really cool shit. So check that out, and if you can, donate to us and help us make this movie as awesome as we possibly can make it. So yeah, that being said, let's move on. Hell yeah, bro, you're killing it. Thank you, Ernie. We can make that happen for like $20. Fuck it. Hey, Danielle, make me a fucking hooker costume and I'll wear that bitch. Finally made it on one of your shows. Justin, thank you for tuning in. I know that you've been missing a lot of the shows lately because with work and everything. Can I buy Wicked Ones yet? Ernie, no, you cannot buy. Well, you can pre-order Wicked Ones. If you go to the Indiegogo, which Andrew, I believe... Andrew's pinning the link right now to the comments, Ernie. If you click the link, you can pre-order Wicked Ones, and whenever we get it finished, we haven't started filming it yet. We don't start filming until around April, so it probably won't. If you donate and you reserve a copy of in the pre-order, you should. I assume you'd probably get it by the end of next year. Tori, if you can clarify that. But yeah, just pre-order it, and then you'll have it. Oh, there's the Indiegogo link, so go ahead and click that, and check out some of the other perks, because there's some really cool ones on there. I did the BR for Wicked Ones. BR.
Who said that?
Josh. Josh, what is the BR? I don't know what that means. He did the BR for Wicked Ones. Jack, I see that you're here. You can feel free to leave whenever you want to. Just kidding. Literally called in sick for work tomorrow so I could watch tonight. Justin, I don't condone calling into work, but I appreciate that you did. Thank you very much. Jack, like I said, Jack is here. He actually plays the character of the Wicked One, Colin Miller. So, thanks for tuning in, Jack, even though I can't stand you. Just kidding. I love you, Jack. I got something special for you next week. I'm on the show. Yeah, Tori. Oh, yeah, that's another thing that I wanted to say. Another thing that I know that I made a post about it on the page a couple days ago, but next week, Blu-ray. Duh, what am I? I'm stupid. Sorry, Josh. I don't know why that didn't register with me, but yeah, Josh got the Blu-ray for Wicked One, so thank you very much for contributing, man. I really appreciate that. But yeah, I made a post on the page a couple days ago that next week, I know I've been talking about it for a while. I've been wanting to have Tori on. I know I had Cheyenne on a couple weeks ago, or a couple episodes ago. And I've been wanting to have Tori on for a while. So, next week, we are finally making it happen. He's on vacation for the week. He's making the drive up here all the way from Richmond, Kentucky. That's going to be a really good episode. I'm really looking forward to that one. I've been wanting him on for a while. Does Andrew's basement stink? No, not really.
He's been down here. He's an idiot.
Yeah, you're fucking stupid, Jack. So yeah, Tori Jones will be on the episode next week. I'm really looking forward to that one. Like I said, he's making the drive all the way up from Richmond, Kentucky. We're going to be talking about some cool shit where we're going to be talking about the new Halloween movie. I know that it doesn't come out until the 19th, and next week, the episode that he'll be on is on the 16th. But, we're going to be talking about that a little bit. We're going to be talking about Sleepy Hollow and a couple other things, and it's going to be a really good episode, so don't miss that one. I'm really excited about that one. I work from home. I've got something to give Tori if I swing by. Yeah, Brandon, feel free to swing by. Like I said, Tori's going to be here. Probably be on. I'd like to try to be on on time next week.
We'll be on time next week. I'll make sure.
What up from Australia? Grant Hogan from Australia. What's up, Grant? Thanks for tuning in all the way from Australia. Matter of fact, Australia is on the top of my bucket list to visit one day. So thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Oh God, man. So anyway, with all that being said, one more thing before we get into the new segment. Cinematic Reality. The premiere for Cinematic Reality is closing in. Today's the 9th. So in just a couple short weeks, on October 25th at Greendale Cinema in Greendale, Indiana. It's only about a 25 minute drive from Cincinnati. Hey, Rihanna, thank you for tuning in. Goddamn, there's a ton of people watching already. But yeah, Greendale, Indiana, on October 25th, 7 p.m. Mad Max. I don't know what that means. 7 p.m. at Greendale Cinema in Indiana. The Cinematic Reality premiere. It's finally getting here, and we're all really, really excited about it. Really can't wait. It's gonna be a really fun night. It's always a really fun night. We have a red carpet event and a big backdrop. People can take pictures and meet everybody. Aside from Cinematic Reality, we're showing 2 short films. We're showing a short film from a friend of ours, Brady Crank, who wrote it, and Brandon Pruitt directed it. And then we're also showing another short film that we did a couple years ago called A Twisted Fate, which was also written and directed by Brandon Pruitt. So we're showing those 2 short films, and then the feature itself, Cinematic Reality. It's going to be a really good time, so if you can make it, please come out and support us and check out a movie that a lot of really good people worked really hard on. It's been a long time in the making. That movie, we've been trying to make that movie for a couple years now, so the fact that it's finally here and it's finally come to fruition, we're all really, really excited about it. So come show some support and watch a kick-ass movie. I thought North Dakota was on your bucket list. The only reason North Dakota would be on my bucket list, Ernie, is because of you, boo-boo. Hopefully by then we'll have a final edit. Damn, there's still not a final edit, B? Damn, that's fucking gross. We're cutting it close. You're in bed with me and the wife currently. Ooh. Thank you. I like that. Stephanie Hensley, a real good friend of mine. I think tonight she texted me today and said that she went back and watched some of the old stuff and she really likes it. So thank you for tuning in, Stephanie. I'm glad you guys are watching. What is that on the back of the couch? A pimped out skeleton? Yeah, I got 2 of them. I got pumpkin face skeleton and then I got pirate skeleton, I guess you can call it. So yeah, Cinematic Reality, Wicked Ones. Show some support. Donate to Wicked Ones if you can, and come out to Greendale Cinema on October 25th and watch Cinematic Reality with us, because it's going to be a really good time. So, moving on. Like I said, I made a post about it early. I better be next week, Stephanie. Stephanie, actually, I know you mentioned earlier, before I get into the new segment, Stephanie texted me earlier and said that if I ever want company or whatever, I fell asleep before I could text you back, Steph. I'm sorry about that. But, Steph texted me and said that if I ever want company, if I ever want her to tag along or whatever to come and hang out on set while we do the show, absolutely, Stephanie, I would love that. And as a matter of fact, like I said, Tori's going to be on the episode next week. So Stephanie, if you and Aaron aren't doing anything, I know Aaron works during the day, but if you guys aren't doing anything next Tuesday when Tori is on, feel free to come down to the set and hang out with us while we do the show. I think that'd be a really good time. Is that a Full Metal Freddy glove? No, it's plastic. I wish it was full metal. I wish it was legit, but it is not. I bought it at a Halloween store a while back and figured it'd be a nice addition to the set. So I wish it was real. I wish it was legit, but it's just flimsy ass plastic. But it looks cool, so I like it. All right. So anyway, all that being said, let's move into the episode. First and foremost, can we do it in a bed instead of the couch?
I'll bring my bed down here.
We'll cart Andrew's bed down here. We'll all just lay in bed and do the show together. I'm down with that.
Just do it in my bedroom.
Yeah, we'll just do it in Andrew's bedroom. Fuck it. So anyway, new segment tonight. A kind of an independent filmmaker spotlight type segment. It's something that me and Andrew were just talking about this before the show started. It's something that we should have been doing since the beginning, but it just never really thought about it for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, considering we're both in indie, pretty much a lot of people that watch the show are in the indie film community, so I can't believe I never really thought of it. But a couple days ago, a guy named Jason Buterin from North Carolina invited me to like his page for a short film that he did called The Corner. And after he sent me that, all of a sudden it just fucking clicked like that, and I was like, fuck, man, we should do an indie spotlight type segment or whatever for the show. How did your Slipknot tryouts go, Leatherface? Pretty good, thank you, Danielle, thank you for asking. That's what she said. So anyway, after he invited me to like the page to his Corner short film Facebook page, it clicked, and I instantly thought, man, we should do an indie spotlight segment. So I reached out to him. Jason is a guy that I met. Hey, Smexy. Hey, Alex. How you doing, boo boo? Oh. I don't know if anybody saw that, but I cut the slit in the mouth so I could do that too. I was just waiting for an opportunity. But anyway, I met Jason a couple of years ago. Sweet costume. Thanks, Paul. I met Jason a couple of years ago at not Indiegogo. What the fuck am I thinking? At Crimson Screen. It's a film festival that is held in, I think, Charleston, South Carolina. It's a pretty big film festival. It's pretty well known in the indie community. Slipknot tryouts. Is that on his? Is his little picture? Is that Justin? It looks like Justin Newkirk.
No, that's some Twitch guy.
Oh, Alex, your picture for your picture for your Twitch handle looks like Justin Newkirk. I'm here like the costume. Rob, thank you for tuning in, man. I'm glad to see you here. But anyway, I met Jason a couple of years ago at Crimson Screen Film Festival. It's a really cool film festival. If you've never been, I definitely recommend going because it's a really good time. It's ran by some really good people who are also filmmakers who have done movies like Dollface, Crinoline Head. I think that's how you pronounce it. Crinoline Head. They have a new movie called, oh man, what the hell is it called? Shit, I can't remember, but they just released a new movie not too long ago. I bought it at Walmart a while back. It's a really good movie. I just, for some reason, can't remember the name of it, but it's got Felissa Rose in it. Mark Patton from Nightmare on Elm Street 2 is in it as well. All right, riding home, I got you guys on host. Oh, hell yeah, thanks, Alex. I appreciate it. Kind of does, but that's a normal Twitch emote. Oh, I was going to say, it looks fucking straight up like Newkirk. But anyway, it's ran by independent filmmakers, really good people, and I met Jason at this film festival a couple of years ago. He showed a short film that he did called Don't Let the Light In, and when he showed it, it was so fucking good. After that day was done, me, Brandon, and Roman went down for the entire weekend. And after that day was done, where he showed Don't Let the Light In, like, Family Possessions, that's what it's called. Thank you, Jason. As a matter of fact, speak of the devil, that's who I'm, Jason Buterin is in the comments, that's who I am, that's who the spotlight's about tonight. Family Possessions is the movie that I was talking about from the people that run Crimson Screen. Like I said, it's got Felissa Rose, Mark Patton, a couple other people in the indie community. So check that movie out. I know that you can buy it at Walmart. That's where I bought my copy. So check that movie out, because like I said, it is really, really good. But anyway, yeah, family to say, now it's blowing up, Family Possessions. But I met Jason at this Crimson Screen Film Festival, and I've been following him ever since. Well, I met him just very, very briefly, just like in passing, said hi to him, and that was really about it. But I ended up adding him on Facebook, and I've been following him ever since. And he's a very talented filmmaker. Like I said, he lives in North Carolina. He's from North Carolina. His Don't Let the Light In short was phenomenal. Like, after the day that it showed, me, Brandon, and Roman, that was one of the films that were shown that we just couldn't stop talking about. It was really, really good. But anyway, Jason is a filmmaker from North Carolina. He's currently he's becoming pretty well known in the indie community. He's won countless awards for his work. I know that he's won awards from Crimson Screen. I believe he's won awards from pretty big, prestigious film festivals. Jason is an awesome dude. Yes, he is, Brandon. Some pretty prestigious film festivals like Genre Blast, Crimson Screen. I believe it's called Austin Revolution, I believe is what the film festival in Texas is called. He's won countless awards for his work. He's currently... currently working. He's currently trying to raise funds for, or trying to get funding for a movie that he's been talking about for a really long time that I've been following. It's called Kill Giggles. He's doing a really cool thing that I've never seen before, where if you, in lieu of donating to the film itself, you can. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jason. I don't know if I'm explaining this correct. I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but in lieu of buying perks and stuff like that, you can, I guess, buy. I don't want to say buy rights to the movie, but you can own a part. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Own a part of the movie so that when it begins to make money, you as a part owner of the film, you make money as well. I'm pretty sure that's how I understood it. I might be wrong though, but like I said, correct me if I'm wrong, Jason, because I don't know. But Kill Giggles, you can find that on Facebook at Kill Giggles, just Facebook Kill Giggles. Also check out The Corner, which when I reached out to him the other day, he sent me a whole bunch of. This thing's getting hot. Oh my god. When I reached out to Jason the other day, he emailed me a bunch of promo stuff for things like Kill Giggles, The Corner, and a couple other things. And if you go to his Facebook pages for all of these different projects that he's doing, like I said, Kill Giggles has a Facebook. The Corner has a Facebook. I think it's The Corner - movie or short film, I think, if I remember right. Something like that. He invited me to, and as a matter of fact, I didn't even know he was working on The Corner, but he invited me a couple days ago before I reached out to him. He invited me to like his page. I went to his page and I watched the trailer, and the trailer for it is really, really good. It's really well done. One of the things that I liked most about Don't Let the Light In when I saw it was I noticed that he's very, very good at like building suspense. Like he's very good at building suspense, and watching the little mini teaser trailer for The Corner, I really get that sense from that one a lot too. Like it's very, just the trailer alone, it seems like it's going to be a very suspenseful little short film. So Jason, congratulations on that. Oh, there you go. Jason is putting some links to all of his Facebook pages for the projects that he's working on. So definitely click these links and check him out and support Jason and everything that he's trying to do, because he's a really cool, down-to-earth, laid-back dude. So and he's very talented in what he does. So definitely check his work out. I can't stress it enough. This is a new segment that I want to do pretty regularly. I want to try to showcase other people in the indie community, indie film community. I want to showcase some of their work and try to kind of usher more eyes in their direction. So, and Jason is definitely one to watch out for, because like I said, he's very, very talented. He's got some really great projects. I'm excited to see Kill Giggles. I've been following it. I've been watching him post about it for a really long time online, and I'm excited to finally see that one get made. So yeah, check out Jason's Facebook pages, Kill Giggles. It looks like he's got, Start Engine. Yeah, the Start Engine is the I don't want to say like I don't want to say crowdfunding, but it's the how would you,
like a Patreon?
Yeah, like I guess you could say like a Patreon type thing for the movie itself. So definitely check that out. What's in the Corner? As a matter of fact, we have some videos that we'll show before we move on into the show. If you want to show, I think I sent you the link to the Corner, didn't I? Yeah. Go ahead and show that trailer. We're going to show the little quick teaser trailer from his Facebook page for What's in the Corner. Thank you so much. Also, you've got red. You've got red on. I should have known that was coming. That was a good reference. Matter of fact, that's one of my favorite movies too. So I like it. Thank you. And no problem, Jason. I mean, like I said, you're a very talented guy, and there's a lot of really talented people in the independent film community that deserve to be recognized and noticed, and you're definitely one of them, man. So we'll go ahead and show the trailer for it's a small little 30-second clip or so of The Corner. So we'll show that, and like I said, we have another couple of other videos that we're going to show. I know that I have a short trailer for Kill Giggles. Have you showed all of the poster work that I sent you, like Corner and Kill Giggles and all that stuff?
Not yeah.
And Don't Let the Light In?
I didn't get that one.
Oh, I thought I sent it to. Maybe I didn't. But yeah, we'll go ahead and show equity crowdfunding. That's what he calls it. So yeah, we'll go ahead and show the trailer for The Corner real quick, and then we'll show Kill Giggles. So here's The Corner. Check it out. All right, well, apparently it doesn't have sound. We're experiencing technical difficulties. But as soon as Andrew gets it figured out, we will show that trailer. Like I said, it's just a quick little, I don't know, 20 or 30-second trailer. But it looks really, really good. I'm really, really excited. He sent me a link to it, but I've been so busy today trying to do what? Oh, you're good. He sent me a link to it, and it's only about 5 minutes long. I haven't got around to watching it yet because I was busy getting stuff together for the show tonight, trying to get this segment put together, and a couple other things that I plan on talking about tonight. It's just been a kind of a really busy, kind of hectic day. So as soon as I get done tonight, I am going to watch it though, and I'm really excited to see it. But Andrew said that he's got sound ready to go, so we will... Damn it, Andrew. Get your goddamn shit together. Rah, 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 rah. But here's the trailer for The Corner, so check it out. And after you watch it, click the link, the Facebook link, and go like the page, because it's definitely a short to look out for. So here we go.
Jolie, watch whatever you want on TV. Just watch it in the room at the end of the hall so the kids won't hear you. Back at 10. Thanks, Laurie.
So that was the small, like I said, it's just a real short little teaser trailer for The Corner. The short itself, the link that he sent me, it's only about 5 minutes long, almost 6 minutes or so. Like I said, click those links, follow his pages. Andrew's going to get the trailer up for the Kill Giggles, so we're going to show that one next, and then we'll move on into the rest of the show. So here's a trailer for Kill Giggles. Watch this one, and after you watch it, go ahead and click the link also and like that page, and really follow along with that one, because once he gets to where he needs to be to get the film made, I think it's really going to be awesome, and I'm really excited for it. So I know that he's done I know that he showed proof of concept proof of concept footage at several different film festivals, and he's won quite a few awards just on the proof of concept footage and promotional items that he's shown. So it's already building traction. It's already garnering a fan base. So once he finally gets it made, this movie's going to be the shit. So here's the trailer for Kill Giggles, a quick little proof of concept trailer, I guess you call it. So here we go. So yeah, that was the quick little proof of concept trailer. One of several that he sent me. He sent me, I think, altogether, I want to say like 3 or 4 different little promo videos for Kill Giggles. That one was the longest one, so I figured we'd show that one. The other ones are only like 15 or 20 seconds long. This is... Danielle said, this is both a movie trailer and my makeup tutorial. What an icon. Jesus. I like how he cast the shadows on the clown in the trailer for the corner. Oh, yeah, that's a really cool shot. I think it's toward the end of the trailer. You see that silhouette of a what I think is like a clown type thing sitting in a rocking chair in the corner. But yeah, definitely check out Kill Giggles, like his Facebook pages, follow Jason on Facebook and online, and help support indie horror. He's a very talented filmmaker, very good. Brandon said that he really knows how to capture that creepy atmosphere. That's exactly what I was saying earlier. He's very good at exactly like Brandon said, capturing creepy atmosphere, building suspense, things like that. He's just very, very talented. So check him out and do what? The light thing. Oh, that's right. We have one more clip, and then we will move on to the show. Like I said, I met Jason a couple years ago at Crimson Screen, and he showed his short film called Don't Let the Light In, which was fucking phenomenal. We have a short little trailer for that as well. We'll go ahead and show that one real fast, and then we'll move on to the rest of the show. So here's Don't Let the Light In. Check this one out, because this one's really good.
What was that?
I don't know. Probably the monsters.
The monsters?
The monsters in my room.
You have monsters in your room? Yeah, I'm sure that's it. Monsters.
So yeah, that was the small little quick trailer for Don't Let the Light In. Like I said, that's another short film that he did, and he showed at Crimson Screen a couple years ago. That's the first time that I saw it. First time I ever heard of it. First time I heard of Jason. Like I said, follow him. He's very talented, and he's definitely one to keep your eyes on. So yeah, check out Jason and his work. And if you can help support his what did he call it? Grow up. Equity crowdfunding. Check out his equity crowdfunding campaign. I know that he posted a link in it in the comments earlier, so go ahead and check that out too, and just show some support to a really talented filmmaker in the indie community. All right, so let's move on into the rest of the show. Tonight, we are going to be talking about a trilogy of films. I guess you can call it a trilogy, because I consider it a trilogy. Because I mean it's based around the same character. Well, the second one's not, but the first and the third one are all based around the same character. So I consider it a trilogy. It's called All Hallows Eve. It's All Hallows Eve 1, All Hallows Eve, All Hallows Eve 2, and then the newest, most recent, Terrifier, which you can find on Netflix. Actually, All Hallows Eve used to be on Netflix, because that's where I first watched it a long time ago, but I was trying to rewatch it, and I got on Netflix to look for it, and it wasn't on there anymore, so I had to do some digging, and I finally found it. There's actually an app. I found an app on... I have an Amazon Fire Stick at home. There's an app called Tubi? T-U-B-I? I think that's how you... Tubi... I think that's how you say it. Tubi, something. T-U-B-I. It's a free app that you can download onto... I think you can download it on gaming consoles, PlayStation, Xbox, stuff like that. Also... Yeah, Brandon, I had no idea there was a part 2 either until I was looking for the first one to rewatch it. I didn't know there was a second one. Which we'll get into that. Did Travis ever watch Suspiria? Yeah, as a matter of fact, Justin, it's funny you mentioned that, because also on this app that I'm talking about, Suspiria is on there. So I am finally going to be able to watch fucking Suspiria, and it's about goddamn time. I know I know it's blasphemous that I haven't seen it yet. I know it's terrible, and everybody probably hates me because of it. But it's on that app. I'm finally going to watch it. I watched Holliston. He owes me Suspiria. You're damn right. I do owe you Suspiria because you've been telling me to watch it for a long time. And plus with the new, the remake, the remake or the reboot that's coming out soon. Before that comes out, I need to, for the sake of cinema itself, I need to see Suspiria. But anyway, that app that I'm talking about, Tubi or whatever, I know you can find it on, I think you can find it on consoles like Xbox, PlayStation. You can find it, I'm pretty sure you can download the app for like your computer. I don't know if you can do it on smartphone or not, but I downloaded it on my Fire Stick that I have for my TV, and I had never used it before, and I was looking for All Hallows Eve so I could watch it again. In 6 months, he'll watch Fuck Off, Danielle. I had been, when I was searching for the first All Hallows Eve, trying to find it somewhere to watch it, to rewatch it, I found this app, and I was like, well, and it said free, so I mean, I didn't know how good it was going to be, because I've used free movie apps before, and like none of them have been really good, and selection's always kind of shitty. But I ended up downloading this app on my Fire Stick, and I watched a little indie gem today called Pie Wacket. Pie Wacket? That's seriously what it's called? Pacing was slow, but the end was a mindfuck. I've never heard of Pie Wacket, and that's a odd name for anything, really. But anyway, downloaded this app, and it's actually a really, really good app. So if you have a Fire Stick or you have a gaming console, look up this app and use. I mean, there are commercial breaks, but I mean, it's no different than using like the cheap version of Hulu, where every half hour they show a 60-second commercial break or whatever. It's no different than that. It's the same thing. Commercials aren't that bad. Like I said, they only last like maybe 60 seconds, maybe 60, 70 seconds, whatever. But it's not bad. It's a cool little app, and the selection on it is fucking awesome. They've got, like Brandon said, he didn't even know there was All Hallows Eve 2. I had no idea. I didn't know. I thought it was just the first one and Terrifier. I didn't even know there was a second one. But it's got both 1 and 2, All Hallows Eve 1 and 2 on the Tubi app, and then you can also find Terrifier on Netflix. And the rest of the selection on this app is fucking awesome. So check it out. I just watched Pie Wacket, some of the best cinematography I've ever seen. It's a slow burner, but how has everybody heard of this Pie Wacket thing? And it's apparently so good, but I've never even heard of it. Where did you guys watch it at? If you can tell me where you guys watched it at, I will check it out. Yeah, it's a straight. I need to look this shit up now. Yeah, that's what it's called. It's got 100% on. What? Damn. If Pie Wacket's on Hulu, I'll definitely watch it because I have Andrew's Hulu account on my TV at home. He didn't hear that. Shh, don't tell him. But yeah, if Pie Wacket is on, so it is on Hulu. Yeah, Hulu is doing a little promotion for the month called Huluween, where they have all kinds of really cool horror movies and shit. I know that Jigsaw's on there, a bunch of other ones, apparently Pie Wacket. They're doing another really cool thing, which since I'm talking about indie stuff, doing another really cool thing where they have, I know I mentioned this before, but they have like, I think 6 or 8 different horror short films on their Huluween section of the app. Like 6 or 8 different short films, and in each one, whichever one garners the most views, I believe, wins like $10,000 toward making it into a feature film. Oh shit. I don't know. I hope I didn't fuck anything up. Wins $10,000 toward turning their short film into a feature. So I mean, that's really cool that Hulu's doing something like that. I wish other apps like Netflix and stuff would do stuff like that too, but I guess Hulu's the only one that wants to be cool and support indie. But yeah, definitely, if Pie Wacket is on Hulu, I'll definitely check that one out too, because especially hearing Josh say that the cinematography was awesome, because I love good cinematography. I fucking love it. I mean, every time I try to watch anything on Hulu, I end up watching The Goldbergs. I've never watched The Goldbergs, but I hear it's really, really good, Rob. Terrifier was so good. That scene with the split, holy shit. Yes, Danielle, that scene was fucking nuts, and we're going to get into that momentarily in a few, once I talk about All Hallows Eve 1 and 2. So, anybody that has seen Terrifier on Netflix, the main antagonist is a really fucked up, demented, fucking crazy ass clown slasher killer. I first named Art the Clown. When Terrifier first came out and I saw promo images for Art, I knew that he looked familiar, and I knew that I'd seen him before. And come to find out, he was originally he originated from a short film from the something De Silva, I think is what is. I can't remember the guy. I can't remember the name of the guy that wrote and directed All Hallows Eve and Terrifier, but he originated from a short film written and directed by this guy, and then he kind of turned it into the Goldbergs is awesome. Yeah, I've never seen Goldbergs, but everybody says it's good. Kind of transitioned it into this feature called All Hallows Eve, which Art is not as, like, he's in All Hallows Eve, but he's not as prominent as he is in Terrifier. But he is in it, and he is the antagonist in All Hallows Eve. But All Hallows Eve 1 and 2, which Terrifier kind of went in a little bit of a different direction, but I'll get into that. Terrifier 1 and 2, or not Terrifier, All Hallows Eve 1 and 2 are kind of in the vein of like VHS, the VHS series, where Aloha, Hannah's here. Hannah, welcome to the show. Good to see you here. Aloha, love Terrifier. Can't talk too much shit tonight because playing F-13 with some friends. Oh, Friday the 13th. Gotcha. I'm fucking stupid. How did I not? Jesus Christ. Hannah, that's all right. Enjoy your Friday the 13th. Enjoy your 1 a.m. dinner as well. Thanks for tuning in, at least. I know you're busy. I vote you should have done drag this week. Hannah, if you would have been here at the beginning of the show, I did mention that I was seriously planning on doing it. But when I went to the Halloween store I went to the Halloween store and I was looking at costumes. I can't believe I was going to do it, but that's what everybody wanted, so I was going to do it. I was going to suck it up and be a man, and I was going to do it. But when I went to the Halloween store to look at the costumes and everything, they were expensive as shit, like $60 or $70, and I just couldn't. I'm fucking stupid, TJ. But I just couldn't. I just couldn't spend that much money on a costume that I was gonna wear for 2 hours and then never wear, probably throw away, never wear again. Because I would only do it for the laughs on the show, but I would never wear it again. At least not in public. There's no telling what I would do in my private time.
Gotta pay for that Hulu account.
Gotta pay for that Hulu account that I'm sponging off Andrew. So burnt out on that game already. Friday the 13th. I assume you're talking about, Justin.
That looks pretty good though. It has
Dead by Day. Yeah, it does. It does.
Freddy Krueger,
Yeah.
Myers,
Yep.
Leatherface,
Yep.
Jigsaw.
Damien Leone is his name. I didn't hit send. Oh, okay, yeah. Damien Leone is the guy who wrote and directed the All Hallows Eve films and Terrifier. You just need some glam, bro. Oh God, wear it and then auction it off. Oh God, yeah. Who wants my dirty
Panties.
Yeah, I know. Alex has got panties all over the place. Yeah. Wear the costume and then auction it off, says Brandon. That's a good. I'm sure that would be a hot seller. Everybody wants my sweaty ass gross hooker panties. Ugh, I wouldn't even want those.
That'll be a perk on those.
Yeah. We'll make that a perk on Wicked Ones. You can have my show used dirty panties.
You gotta wear it every day during set.
Friday the 13th is free on PSN this month, Brandon. Well, I like the sound of that. All right, so anyway, moving on. All Hallows Eve, like I said, All Hallows Eve 1 and 2 are really kind of in the vein of VHS, where it's not found footage or anything, because I know VHS is found footage, and that's kind of hit and miss for a lot of people. God damn it, Alex. Are those Captain America panties, too? Jesus. And a goddamn banana hammock. God. Oh, my God. Screw DBD. I'll be back in a bit. DBD.
Dead by Daylight.
Oh, goddamn, man.
All these initials and shit. I got a lot of stuff that I have to remember this show. I can't remember what all this shit means. Let's go, baby. All right. So anyway, kind of in the vein of VHS, like I said, they're not found footage or anything, but like VHS is, because I know found footage is really hit and miss for a lot of people. But the general concept is the same. In the very first one, kids are going trick-or-treating. They come back to the house, and the boy is going through his Halloween candy that he got for the night, and he dumps his bag out and finds a VHS tape in it. Begs his babysitter to let him watch it. Please let me watch it. Let me watch it. Blah, blah, blah. And she puts the tape in the VCR, and they start watching it. It's just it starts out the video within the movie. The videotape, it starts out just kind of really creepy, really creepy and weird and kind of snuff filmy type looking footage. Just really weird video. But as the video goes on, as they're watching the video, you finally see Art make his appearance. And that's the first time that you really catch a glimpse of Art the Clown. And he did the effects in Terrifier. I'm guessing he's talking about the Leone guy. But yeah, that's when you really get your first glimpse of Art the Clown. And as the movie goes on, babysitter ends up sending... Where is the Exorcist poster? We moved it. It's on top this time. Exorcist is on top, and we moved it down. But we'll move... The eyes on the It one don't light up like the Exorcist ones do, because batteries are dead, I think. But next week, we'll move Exorcist back down, because honestly, I think I kind of like that one better. Trying to PvP on Dark Souls and listen to TJ talk about dirty Heckles panties. Yeah, you know I died. Sorry to kill your character, Justin. But anyway, after she puts the kids to bed and the babysitter continues to watch this crazy fucked up VHS tape that the little boy got in his candy bag. Found footage gets a lot of shit, but is honestly harder than it looks. Telling a complete story from one angle isn't easy. I learned that on Last Supper. Yeah, I mean, I know that it does get shit on. Like I said, I know that I did a whole episode on found footage, so I'll keep this short. But I've always really loved found footage, and I've never got the opportunity to work on a found footage film. But I know that I've seen like behind the scenes stuff of different found footage movies, and I know that it really is very, very difficult thing to pull off. Especially when you have, I know that there are a lot of movies where in order to get some of the angles and some of the footage that they get, they have to give the camera to give the camera to an actor who probably has never even touched a film camera before, and try to walk them through everything, walk them through where camera movements need to be, what kind of camera movements they need to do, marks on where camera needs to be pointed at certain times. So I know that it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort. I know that a lot of work and a lot of effort goes into making a found footage film, and I don't know, I just really respect that somebody can tell such a great story, a great suspenseful story when it comes to found footage, horror found footage, a great suspenseful story from, like Brandon said, one angle, one person, maybe if they have two cameras, maybe at most two cameras, that somebody who's never touched a camera before in their life has basically shot essentially by themselves with just some direction from a cinematographer and a director. I don't know, I just really respect that, and I think that's really cool. But yeah, so yeah, the babysitter lays the kids down for bed. They go to bed. She continues watching this VHS tape. And like I said, it is in the vein of VHS, where the series VHS, where as she watches the tape, there's different segments within the tape. When in each segment is a different story, and it all kind of ties together. Yeah. So as she's watching them, I guess the way that you best can describe it is this VHS tape. If you're watching it, it kind of gives Art the Clown kind of a way to, like, I guess track you, I guess you could say, track and find you, and it's how you kind of, I guess, summon him and bring him into your life, and he finds you. Sorry, I didn't mean to set you off track. No, it's cool, Brandon. I mean, we need to rename the goddamn show Off Track. I'm always off track. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Even a comment about going off track got you off track.
Yeah. See, it doesn't take much, bro. Don't worry about it. But yeah, kind of uses it as a way to kind of track you and find you, and I guess however you want to say it. I guess that's how you can say it. But each segment in the very first one, each segment, you can tell it's very, very independent. It's very, very low budget. You can tell that they really didn't have a lot of money for the movie. I mean, effects are awesome. I mean, they really sunk a lot of money, whatever money they did have for this movie. And that's not a bash on the movie. I really like the entire series. I like all three of them. They're all really, really good. But the first All Hallows Eve, you can tell that it's really, really indie. Like, they really didn't have a lot of money, I don't think. I'm not exactly sure what the budget was, but you can tell that it's really indie. It's well made for an indie film. I'm sure that they had, their budget was probably way bigger than any budget we've ever worked with. But like I said, you can tell that it's indie. Their effects, I know that they probably sunk a lot of time and effort and money into their effects, because the effects in it are really good. There's some really, really violent shit that happens in All Hallows Eve. And Art the Clown himself in general is just a violent fucking person, which I'll get into that, because you don't really see a lot of him in the first All Hallows Eve, because like I said, there's different segments, and each segment is a different story, so you really don't get to see a whole hell of a lot of him. He's more part of the bigger tale that surrounds each segment. But I only turn in with the sole intent of derailing Trav's thought. Oh, I only tune in. I was like, what the hell is he talking about? But yeah, jeez. But yeah, you really don't see a whole hell of a lot of him, because he's more involved with like the main story, not so much the segments on the VHS. I mean, he makes appearances in the VHS tape too, but yeah, he's just a really violent fucking character, violent killer. And each segment in the film on the VHS tape, they're all really, really good. Like I said, you can tell that they're indie, like it's a very indie film. But each segment is really, really good. I've got a couple favorites on there. If you haven't seen the movie, like I said, download that Tubi app, TUBI or whatever it's called, and check it. It used to be on Netflix, but it's not anymore. Download that app and check out at least the first one, because the second one is, I mean, it's in the same vein as the first one, but it's a little bit different, which I'll get into that. But definitely check out the first one, because it's a really good fucking movie. And plus, I'm not going to give anything, well, I mean, I guess I am going to give it away, but I'm not, well, fuck it, I'm just going to give it away, fuck it. It's an old movie. It's one of those movies where I know that it's kind of frowned upon to murder children in a movie. This movie doesn't give a shit. They're I won't give away the ending, but, well, I guess I kind of already did.
Well, now we know it's the end.
I'll just say that they don't give a shit about killing kids. Let's just say that. Which is something that you don't really see a lot in many films at all, really. Like, I know that...
At least on camera.
Yeah, at least on camera.
Like, even when they did it in Star Wars, they just cut away.
Yeah, which, I mean, it doesn't show him killing the kids, but, I mean, it shows the aftermath, and it's pretty goddamn gruesome for kids, for a kid kill. But yeah, like I said, it's one of those movies that just, it really doesn't pull any punches. Like, it's really in your, like, the kills and the effects in it, like, they're really in your face and just really violent and very well done. Like I said, the first one is more surrounds Art the Clown. The second one kind of, I don't know why they did this. I guess the All Hallows Eve was supposed to be like a, this is just my opinion. I don't know if this is actually true or not, but I guess All Hallows Eve was supposed to be like a series of movies where each film was a different antagonist, a different killer, I guess you could say. But in the second one, it kind of diverted away from Art the Clown. Art the Clown, I don't think makes any appearance at all in the second one that I remember. Doesn't make any appearance, but the second one, All Hallows Eve 2, is more based around this guy with a pumpkin mask. Like, I mean, he's the antagonist in this, and it's basically the same concept as the first one, kind of in the vein of VHS, where lady finds another videotape. She gets a videotape delivered to her door by said masked individual. Gets this videotape delivered to her door. She goes out to the hallway, picks it up, sees him standing at the bottom of her steps, and creeps her out. Brings it in, and she starts watching it. Same concept, also in the vein of VHS, where as she's watching this, but eventually I'll get around to the first two. They're really good, Danielle. I mean, they really are. I mean, especially the first one. Actually, I'm not even going to say especially the first one, because I really, really like the second one, too. So yeah, both of them are really, really good and worth watching. And there's a lot of things in the first one, not so much the second one, because like I said, art doesn't make an appearance in the second one, but there's a lot of things from the first one that it had been a long time since I'd watched it. Like, I can't remember. It'd been a very long time since I'd watched the first one, but I knew that I was really looking forward to Terrifier, and when they put it on Netflix, I finally got the chance to watch it, and so I watched Terrifier back when they first put it on Netflix. I watched it, and then when I was rewatching All Hallows Eve, the first one, yesterday, I believe, there's a lot of stuff from the first All Hallows Eve that Terrifier kind of does little throwbacks to, and like little Easter eggs and shit that that happened in the first film make appearances in the third film, in Terrifier, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know if you remember, if anybody has seen Terrifier, like one example in particular is at the beginning of Terrifier, camera kind of pans in on this old shitty TV, kind of staticky TV, and it's a news broadcast, like an interview, that this news broadcaster is interviewing this horribly maimed and disfigured woman who suffered an attack from Art the Clown, and it's just really graphic look. Like, it's a very graphic looking disfigurement on her face. And as I was rewatching the first All Hallows Eve, as I was rewatching that, at one point in the movie, you see this woman who had suffered. It doesn't show her being attacked, I don't think, if I remember right. It doesn't show her being attacked, but one of the characters in the movie stumble upon this woman sitting in her car, and you see that she's got the same disfigurement and the same just really maimed and really brutally fucking tortured. But you see her, and come to find out, she makes an appearance in the third one. And in the third one, Terrifier, she is the woman being interviewed by this news broadcaster. So, I mean, things like that. There's little throwbacks to the first one. So, I mean, I thought that was really cool. But yeah, the second one it's a totally different killer. Totally different, killer, I guess. Masked individual. The second one, the budget, you can tell that they really upped their budget for All Hallows Eve 2. YouTube, what is that a link to?
Probably this right here that he just commented right here.
Oh, okay. Art is in. Oh, I didn't see that first comment. Robbie Gibson. Art is in it. He shows up in between the short stories. I don't. Do what?
You're talking about one or two?
Art's only in the first one. I don't know what this link is. I don't know if this is Robbie. Is that the link to the original short film that Art was in, or is that a link to All Hallows Eve? I don't know what that is. But yeah, in the second one, they kind of went in a different direction, different killer. They upped their budget big time. Like the second one, you can really tell that their budget, they had a significantly larger budget for the second one. A lot of the effects, the second one, in my opinion, is also, it's more, even though I know this month we're talking like Halloween themed movies. The first All Hallows Eve, the main story, like the babysitter with the children, the main story takes place on Halloween night, but the segments themselves on the VHS tape aren't really too terribly related to Halloween. But I mean, I like the movie, and it's called All Hallows Eve, and the movie itself takes place on Halloween night, so that's why I chose that movie. But in the second one, not all of the segments in All Hallows Eve 2, not all of the segments in it are necessarily related to Halloween, but a lot of them are. I don't even know if the second one takes place on Halloween night. I can't remember. But a lot of the segments on the VHS tape in part 2 are kind of centered around Halloween. Not all of them, but a lot of them are. Like I said, their budget was definitely amped up for the second one. Their actors were a lot better. The first one had some kind of shoddy acting. Art was really good in the first one, even though he was played by a different actor played Art in the first one. David Howard Thornton took over the role for Terrifier, and as terrifying as Art was in All Hallows Eve, David Howard Thornton's version of him in Terrifier was fucking off the goddamn rails. Like, that movie, he was fucking nuts in that movie. Can we have an episode where we talk about Trick or Treat? Yeah, we can, Justin. It was called Last Week. If you would have tuned in, you would have seen it. We talked about Trick or Treat. Yeah, brought my lollipop, my Sam lollipop, and everything. What we talking about? We talked about Tales from Halloween and Trick or Treat last week. So if you want that episode, go back and rewatch it, because it's been done. Hey, that was last week. God, that werewolf scene just fucking gets me. What? I missed it. Yep, you missed it. So anyway, budget was definitely amped up. Their actors were significantly better in the sequel in part 2. Even the stories, like the segments in the first one were really, really good. I really enjoyed them. But the segments in part 2, like there's some big differences between 1 and 2. The segments in part 1 were really good, but the segments in part 2 were a lot better. But then on the flip side of the coin, the main story with Art and the babysitter with the kids, the main part of the story outside of the VHS segments was better in part 1 than part 2, if that makes sense. Because part 2, it's just a random lady sitting in her apartment who she receives this VHS tape. So I mean, and plus, not to mention the antagonist, the killer. I'm just gonna call him the killer. The killer in part 2 was it just wasn't the same. It was definitely dulled down in comparison to Art in the first one. But the segments in part 2 were way, way better. And that's not a knock on the first one. I really like the segments from the first one too, but in part 2 they were just so much better. I think there were more of them too. I think the first one only had like maybe 4 or 5 segments, and in the second one there's like 8 or 9, and they're all really, really good. There's one in particular where I'm sure that everybody knows that, or everybody remembers growing up, that parents and people would say that if you're eating an apple, don't eat the apple seeds, you're going to grow an apple tree in your stomach, blah, 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 and all this shit. And kind of a way to scare kids from, I guess apple seeds are poisonous too, aren't they? I guess that's where that whole thing originated from, because I think they have arsenic in them.
It might be.
Yeah, I'm almost positive. That's fucking random information that I know. Anyway.
That's why you got a skinned face on your head.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, I'm sure that that's probably where that whole old wives' tale originated from. The fact that I believe apple seeds are poisonous, and to deter kids from eating them, parents and people would tell kids, don't eat your apple seeds because you're going to grow an apple tree in your stomach. And it's as a way to kind of scare kids from doing that. And one of my favorite segments in All Hallows Eve 2 was a segment where this babysitter is babysitting this kid, this little boy, and they're carving a pumpkin. They carve a pumpkin, and then she takes out all the seeds out of the pumpkin, puts them on a tray, puts them in the oven, and after they're done, they're eating these seeds. The girl eats a couple, the little boy eats a couple, he even feeds one to his dog, and apricot pits are. I'm pretty sure apple seeds are too, Justin. But he even feeds a couple seeds to his dog, and it's such a cool segment because as it goes on, after they eat these seeds, the little boy kind of like she tells him not to eat them too fast or whatever because he's gonna choke, and then like right after she says that, he starts acting like he's choking, like you assume that he's choking, and then he falls down on the ground, and all of a sudden his stomach just starts like bubbling up real crazy, and the effects are fucking nuts because it looks legit as shit. Stomach starts bubbling up, and then all of a sudden a fucking pumpkin just bursts out of him. It's fucking crazy. And so she's all freaking out, and then all of a sudden she hits the ground and she starts doing the same thing. Her stomach starts bubbling up, and she just explodes open, and these pumpkins fall out of her. They don't even stop there, because then the dog does the exact same thing, which it sucks seeing dogs get killed on camera, but I would rather see, as fucked up as this is, I would rather see kids get killed on camera than a dog. But for the sake of the movie, it was really cool, because even the dog, they even put the effects on the dog. Dog's laying on the ground, and then he explodes open with these pumpkins, and they fall. It was just a really cool, I guess, I don't want to say reference, but a really cool way to kind of put into visual perspective of the old wives' tale that you're going to grow an apple inside your stomach, or an apple tree inside your stomach. I don't know, I just thought it was really cool, a really cool little idea, and it was my favorite segment from the whole movie. Film an avocado pit death scene. I'll buy the avocado. Okay, we'll do it. I don't like avocado. I think that shit's disgusting, and anybody who does is wrong. Apple seeds are chewed. It creates cyanide and lethal in large doses. Yeah, cyanide. I said arsenic. I was close. Same goddamn thing. But yeah, that is true. Like, yeah, that is true though, Brandon. Yeah, you're right. If it's lethal in large, like, you can eat an apple seed and be all right. But I mean, if you're fucking taking handfuls to the face, you're probably gonna die from cyanide poisoning. Roses can give you a flesh-eating disease or shut your brains down. Spores, the more you know. That I did not know. Something so beautiful can be so deadly. But anyway, that was one of my favorite segments from that film. Like I said, all of the individual segments from part 2 are significantly better than the first one. But the outward lying story from the first one is way better. The killer in the second one isn't even really, like, he's really not that fascinating, I guess you could say. Like, he's just kind of plain. He's just a regular dude. He's just got a pumpkin mask on. I don't know. He's just really plain. And he's not... Can we talk about how bad Are You Afraid of the Dark needs a reboot? Josh, it's funny that you say that, because Nickelodeon is producing a full-length feature film of Are You Afraid of the Dark, which comes out next year. I don't know when it comes out next year. I'm assuming they'll probably release it sometime around October and Halloween. But from what I understand, the Are You Afraid of the Dark feature that they're making, from what I've heard and from what I understand, they're bringing back a lot of the old original Midnight Society members. I can't remember any of their names. I know Kiki was one of them. I can't remember any of the other ones, but from what I understand, they're bringing back a lot of them from the original Midnight Society, and it's going to be the same, kind of in the same vein, where they sit around the campfire, throw the dust into it, it explodes, and there is a tick that can make you allergic to meat. I would die. That sounds fucking terrible. But yeah, they're bringing back a lot of the original Midnight Society people, and it's going to be in the same vein, sitting around the fire, throwing it in. I don't think that it's going to be... I don't know if it's going to be like individual tales, since it's going to be a feature. I don't know if it's going to be individual tales. Yeah, I mean, I would think that it would be. Yeah, I would think. But what I'm saying is, I don't know if it's going to be individual tales, or if they're just going to do the fire thing and it's just going to be one long movie length tale. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I am really, really excited about it. Josh, I'm not playing with your emotions. Look it up, man. I'm dead serious. They're bringing it back next year, and I am fucking uber goddamn stoked for it. As a matter of fact, I think on the H&H Facebook page, I think I shared a while back a promo image for the Don't Fuck in the Woods, for the Are You Afraid of the Dark reboot. Huh?
Did you share that too?
Yeah, I share that all goddamn time. But yeah, I shared an image, for a promotional image from the Are You Afraid of the Dark reboot that they're doing. But yeah, it's legit, man. I'm telling the truth. It's gonna be awesome, and I'm really, really excited about it. That's what I love about it. They're bringing back all this old shit, like
We're all old now.
yeah, like
Shit,
yeah,
so.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
That's coming back?
They made a movie. I think it came out last year.
A movie?
Yeah, it's a movie. Like it's I never saw it. I never got the chance to see it because I don't have I don't have cable or anything, so it's hard to find stuff like that. Yeah, but it was like a legit movie where you had like Olmec in the middle of the like. I guess it takes place. It's kind of like in the vein of like a treasure hunter type thing, like a lore, like a Tomb Raider, Uncharted type thing.
It's still like a kid movie, or?
It was on Nickelodeon, so yeah, I mean it is but there were a lot of, from what I understand, there were a lot of like throwbacks and shit to the original. But yeah, Legend of the Hidden Temple, Are You Afraid of the Dark is coming back. They made a Rocco movie that came out.
I watched that.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite shows.
Oh yeah, mine too, dude.
A sex worker.
Yeah. I've seen videos online of like how actually adult Rocco's Modern Life really was. But to a little kid, it's just a cartoon. You don't realize that shit. But as an adult, October 11th, 2019. Yeah, see, I figured that they were probably going to release it next year in around October, since it's Tales from the Crypt. But yeah, Josh, definitely look it up because it's going to be the shit. Or not Tales from the Crypt. Are You Afraid of the Dark? What the fuck am I thinking? Are You Afraid of the Dark? So yeah, October 11th, 2019. That's one that I'm really uber fucking stoked for because I grew up watching that shit. Matter of fact, Are You Afraid of the Dark was, I'd say for a lot of us, was probably for a lot of us from our generation, a lot of us is really first glimpse into what horror is and what it can be, along with other shows like Tales from the Crypt and things like that. But I mean, it's really gave us our first glimpse into horror, and I know that for a lot of us, Are You Afraid of the Dark was really one of the biggest inspirations for a lot of people from our generation to get into horror. I know it's one of mine. Like I said, I grew up watching Are You Afraid of the Dark? You remember old school Snick around Nickelodeon time? They would have like the call, they had all that and stuff. But on Snick around Halloween, they would have where you could call in and you could be on the little virtual 3D street tour or whatever, picking houses and prizes and shit. Like I fucking loved that shit.
Forgot all about that.
Yeah, dude. You can still find a lot of those little those videos from that little game thing that they did on YouTube and shit. I've went back and watched them. I don't know. It's just really cool to relive that kind of shit. And I wish they would do shit like that still. But like I haven't watched Nickelodeon in forever. I don't even know if they still have Snick.
I don't know.
I don't know. Snick was the shit back in the day, though. But that's a topic for another day. Yeah, I was thinking, Are You Afraid of the Dark and Rocco are coming back? Rocco has already been made into a feature. It took place. Rocco, they brought it back, I think, last year. Rocco, and they modernized it too. It's Rocco in modern times with like cell phones and smart cars and shit like that. And Are You Afraid of the Dark comes back next year. Nickelodeon is producing a brand new feature-length film for Are You Afraid of the Dark, Hannah? What about the fact that they're remaking Wolfman, Nosferatu, and a rumor of a fourth Night of the Demon? Remake like the original Wolfman, Danielle? If they are, I hope. Oh man, if they're remaking Wolfman, God, The Mummy was fucking terrible. Tom Cruise's The Mummy was horrible, and if Universal is continuing their dark universe and moving on with Wolfman, I really fucking hope that they don't butcher the shit out of it like they did The Mummy, because it was such a disappointment. Nosferatu is one of my favorites. I didn't know that they were. I know that Nosferatu has made appearances. I don't know if they've ever. I think they remade it at one point. I didn't know that they were making another one.
You can remake something like that.
And I had no idea about Fourth Night of the Demon. Do what?
Something that like that. I don't think you can remake that.
I mean, if done right, you can.
Yeah.
But Modern Rocco's Modern Life would not survive the SJW upper. Yeah, that is true. Confession: never watched Are You Afraid of the Dark. Seemed tame at my age. Insert Brandon's an old man joke here. just kidding, B. Are You Afraid of the Dark is the shit, man. It really is, and a lot of the tales from that show, for children back when that show was on, like there were some tales from that show that were really kind of scary, man. And even going back and watching them, I found a bunch of episodes online not too long ago. Beetlejuice the cartoon, another great show from back in the day. Shut down the dark. Thank God, Brandon. Universal shut down the Dark Universe. Thank baby Jesus, because that shit was fucking horrible.
It was only the Mummy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was so bad. Mummy was so bad that they shut the whole thing down. That's how. Have you seen them? It is so fucking bad.
Catch my interest at all.
Oh God.
I looked at that and I was like, no.
It was fucking horrible. But yeah, I went back. I found a lot of the old. Are You Afraid? I keep wanting to say Tales from the Crypt. A lot of the old Are You Afraid of the Dark episodes online, and I went back and I was rewatching some of them, and they still hold up. I mean, they haven't aged very well, but the stories themselves and the whole Midnight Society thing and kids in the forest telling ghost stories, I don't know, it really holds up, and I don't know, I really holds a special place in my heart.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, nostalgia. All right, I have gotten way off track. Back to All Hallows Eve. Jesus Christ.
I thought we were done. I thought we were going to go to Terrifier. All Hallows
Yeah,
Eve.
well, we're moving in that direction. Seen any mummy movie? Fight me, Danielle. You're missing out because the Brendan Fraser mummy. Well, at least the first one. Well, actually, the first two. The first two are really good. After that,
that's the only good Brendan Fraser movie.
yeah, they. I like George of the Jungle. George of the Jungle was the fucking shit, dude. I loved his George of the Jungle. Also, there's another movie. It was on. I think I watched it on Netflix a while back. I can't remember what it was called, but it was he was like an antique shop owner or something, and fuck, I can't remember a lot of the specifics, but it was like an action, like him trying to protect this girl from being kidnapped type. It was really fucking good, man. It was really good.
Is he still making movies or what?
He's kind of you look up Brendan Fraser when you get time. He's kind of, I don't want to say out there, like he hasn't had an easy go of life as of late. I'll say that. Encino Man, yes, Encino Man. That is another fucking classic Brendan Fraser movie. You fucking peons. Fuck you, Danielle. There's any mummy movie. Yeah. So George was better than the first mummy. Yeah. I like the first mummy. The first mummy was the shit. But George of the Jungle is also the shit. Yeah. I like both of them. You can't compare George of the Jungle to the Mummy, though. Come on. Come on.
I want to watch those movies now.
Yeah. Yeah, man. George of the Jungle was awesome. But yeah, back to All Hallows Eve, though. In Terrifier, there's not really many throwbacks to the second one. That's more the first one. Yeah, Monkey Bone, too. Yeah, you mentioned Monkey Bone. Monkey Bone was another good one. Not really many throwbacks in Terrifier to the second one as there are the first one. I don't think there are any really that I can think of. But the new Sabrina on Netflix looks interesting. Yes, Sabrina. Yeah. The new Sabrina does look good. It really does. And now back to Terrifier. Yes. Now back to the regularly scheduled topic. But yeah, Terrifier came out, I think it came out last year, maybe earlier this year, but they just recently put it on Netflix. It's only been on Netflix for, I think, like maybe a month or two. Terrifier is a movie that when I first heard about it and I started seeing like promotional images for it, I knew that it was a movie that I wanted to fucking see, because it just, as much as I liked Art the Clown in the first All Hallows Eve, as much as I liked him, I knew that I wanted to see more of that character, and to see an entire movie based on him and him in the entirety of a film. Like, I was really, really excited for Terrifier when I first heard about it. And when they finally put it on Netflix and I got the chance to watch it, it did not fucking disappoint. On my personal Facebook page, I'm doing this. Every year I do like a 31 days of horror or whatever, where I watch a new horror movie every day and then I post a picture of it, and it's just something to do, something to pass the time. But anyway, I think 3 or 4 days ago, I did Terrifier, and in my post, and I stand by this statement. In my post, I said something along the lines of, Art the Clown is definitely, probably, in my opinion, one of the most brutal and vile and violent killers in a movie that have come out in a very long time. Like, he is so fucking violent and just so demented, and David Howard Thornton did an excellent job in Terrifier of bringing him. Can't take you seriously with your costume. I'll try to just listen. What the fuck's wrong with my costume, Hannah? I just said I was going to wear costumes. I didn't say they were going to be good. Just wait till next week. Next week's I've already got it. It's a costume that I've had for...
Are you guys doing a couple costume?
I told Tori, I was like, you don't have to, but the theme for the month is costumes. So if you want to wear one, feel free. He said that he's going to, so I don't know what he's going to wear, but I know what I'm wearing. It's a costume that I bought it for a Halloween party. Like, I think I've told you about it. I bought it for a Halloween party like 10 years ago, and it's been sitting in my closet. I've worn it a few times since then, but it's just been sitting in my closet. But yeah, next week's costume, I think you guys are going to like it, because I like it. Brutal and so unapologetic. Absolutely, man. That's a very good way to put it. Art is, especially in Terrifier, Art is just as brutal as he could possibly be, and unapologetic. Like, he kills for the sake of just fucking killing, just because he loves it. Like, it's so nuts to see him stalk around and just brutally maim and murder these people. It's nuts. Art is better than it. I don't care. I'll say it all day. Yeah, I mean, but you can't really compare Art with it. I mean, I know that a lot of people say that Art makes Pennywise look like Mr. Rogers or whatever, but I mean, in my opinion, you really can't compare the two, because Art is just, like Brandon said, brutal and unapologetic. He's just a brutal, unapologetic fucking killer. Pennywise, on the other hand, is, even though he does, I guess, technically kill and inherit the souls of the children that he kills, it's hard to compare the two, because their characteristics and stuff in each movie are so vastly different. You know what I mean? And Art is good in his own ways, and Pennywise is good in his own ways. I loved the new It. I loved the It remake. The first original miniseries, it's good, but it's just really kind of boring to me. Like, I never really got super hardcore into the original It. But the remake of it was fucking awesome. It was amazing. I think I saw it like 2 or 3 times in theaters when it came out. Told you I'd let you wear my slutty Jason. Oh, that's right, Rihanna. I forgot that you said you had a slutty Jason costume. I'm kind of curious to see that. We know your costumes suck. Back to the movies. Well, yeah. Eat a dick, Hannah. I didn't say they would be good. I just said I was going to wear them. Pennywise looks like a bitch. God damn, Danielle. I don't know. I like the new It. But anyway, back to Terrifier. He's just such a brutal, and like Brandon said, unapologetic fucking killer. Like, he's the epitome of psychopath. Like, he is fucking nuts. But I like him so much in Terrifier, because he's just a creepy fucking dude. The remake with his dancing scene was too much with it. Yeah, that was very weird. The whole whatever fucking dance he was doing, that was kind of weird, but I don't know. I enjoyed the It remake. So in Terrifier, he's just such a unapologetic killer that he's just the epitome of psychopath and serial killer. But the thing that I like about him is, I know that they're at one point, like, I laugh. I've watched the movie probably 3 or 4 times now since it's been on Netflix, but I laugh every single time. There's at one point in the movie where he just got done. He tried to suffocate a girl with a piece of plastic, tries to suffocate her. She ends up ripping her way out of it, and she finds like what looks like a railroad spike or something like that on the ground, and she stabs it through his like lingerie and a hockey mask. And she stabs it through his foot, and he does his silent mime scream, which was really cool, because one of the things that I like about Art is he never utters a single fucking word, not even a sound. He doesn't even utter a single sound throughout the entire movie. And when she stabs him through the foot with this railroad spike type thing, he does this silent, like, you see him screaming, but it's completely silent. It's just really, I don't know, really kind of creepy a little bit. But she stabs it through his foot, and as she's running away, I laugh every time, but as she's running away, he's keeled over in pain, and he looks up, and he's like, he just flips her off, and it's funny as shit. Like, I don't know, I just always get a kick out of that part. But he's just so fucking brutal. And I know Danielle mentioned earlier, there's a scene, it's pretty fucking graphic. When I posted the other day on the 31 Days of Horror thing that I'm doing on my Facebook page, my brother texted me, because I posted Terrifier. My brother texted me, he's like, oh yeah, I've seen that on Netflix, I've been wanting to check it out, is it really good? And I told him, I was like, yeah man, it's fucking awesome. If you like sheer fucking brutality, it's awesome. So he watched it, and then his girlfriend texted me last night while I was at work, and she was like, I can't believe you suggested that movie. That movie was fucking nuts, and it was so brutal, and it was hard to watch. And they mentioned this scene that I'm about to talk about. There's at one point where I don't know, it's fairly new movie, so I don't know if I really want to give anything away in case anybody wants to watch it, but let's just say that it's probably one of the craziest and most brutal things that I've ever seen in a movie, in a slasher film. Because someone could snap like that and just go silent and go psycho. He's next level. He is, man. He's next level fucking brutal. And this scene that I'm talking about is a perfect example of how brutal Art the Clown really is. He's just relentless in this movie. I'm talking things like, as fucked up as it is to say, things like cutting girls, Ed Gein shit, cutting girls' tits off and wearing them. You haven't seen it, have you? It's a fucking nutty ass movie. Cutting girls' tits off and wearing them, and eating faces and shit like that. It's just a straight up brutal fucking movie. Low budgetness of Terrifier. Like, the lighting wasn't always good, and you saw like questions some sound design choices, but damn, the gore was insane. Yeah, I mean, it definitely is an indie, like a more independent film, Hollywood independent. I know that I made that point what was it? Oh no, it was the Adam Green episode where I said Adam Green is Danielle. I know, I know it's coming. Danielle's gonna shit on me for mentioning Adam Green. Watch Holliston, because it's awesome. Brought to you by Holliston. But anyway, the Adam Green episode, we were talking about comparing Adam Green's movies to movies that we've done, and I made the comparison that Adam Green is Hollywood independent, whereas we're just indie independent, and that's how Terrifier is too. It's Hollywood level independent. The first one not so much. All Hallows Eve not so much. It's very. You can tell that it's very indie, very low budget, but as the series goes on, and then once it got to Terrifier, it became more Hollywood indie level. But it's still low budget. I mean, you can tell that it's low budget, but way higher budget than anything we've ever worked with, though. But low budget by Hollywood standards, I'll say that. But yeah,
$1 million for them?
Do what?
Isn't like under $1 million low budget for them?
I think so, yeah, something like that. Which, I mean, do you know what we could do with a fucking $1 million? Holy shit. God damn. Makes you think about like how people can snap and just do weird fucking shit. And that's the thing about art. Like, there's never really there's no method to his madness. He's just, they never really delve into a backstory of anything. So you don't know why the fuck he's doing this. He's just some crazy lunatic that slaps on clown paint and starts murdering people. Like, it's fucking nuts. Could easily be one of my favorite kills of all time. Yeah, Danielle, I definitely agree. It's a very brutal. And like I was saying, when my brother's girlfriend texted me, she referenced that scene. She mentioned that scene, and she was like, I could barely she said something like she had a hard time getting past that one scene just because of how brutal and how graphic it is. And it really is, man. It's graphic as shit. How people can just do fucking weird shit. Heckles Horror brought to you by Fake Blood and Behind the Mask because you stole my damn line. Yeah, well, if I were to kill someone. But yeah, art in Terrifier is just so fucking brutal. Another really cool thing about Terrifier, I know that I've mentioned this a couple times, there's two actors that are going to be in Wicked Ones, the movie that we're doing next year. Two actors from Terrifier, Tori Jones has secured them, and they are going to be in Wicked Ones as well. Two brothers, Michael and Jason Levy. Michael played a. I don't want to give anything. He played like an exterminator in Terrifier, and he dies pretty fucking gruesomely. Well, he's going to be in Wicked Ones, and then also his brother Jason, who played a police officer in Terrifier, has a role in Wicked Ones. So I mean, that's really cool that I, as much as I like Terrifier, to be able to work with a couple people from the movie, that's a really cool thing. I like the twist with the beginning and the end. Twist with the beginning and the end. Oh yeah, Brandon, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm not going to give it away, but I really liked that too. It opens up. The movie opens up, I mentioned earlier, with a TV interview, and then, not to give anything away, but the ending really ties it all together. So it's really cool how they did that. It just comes full circle. It comes full circle, and it really ties it all together. I really liked that too, Brandon. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, Art the Clown definitely has earned his spot in the horror genre as probably, in my opinion, one of the most. Exterminator was a trooper, though. Yeah, he was. Has definitely earned his spot in the genre and horror history as, in my opinion, one of the most brutal and violent killers that I've seen in a really long time. And they left it open. They left it open for more, which I hope they do, because I really like the first two movies so much. But seeing him in Terrifier and seeing him as the main antagonist and the main person that the movie was built around, I really want to see more of Art the Clown, because he's just such an awesome, good. He's just a really good character, and I really want to see more of him, just because he's so fucking nuts. He's just a nutcase. Unlike your costume ties together. Hey, it's a bloody shirt. I figured with the mask, I figured it was I don't know, serial killer type thing. And I'll have you know that this isn't. I didn't bloody this shirt myself. I've had this shirt for like a year, and I figured it'd be good for the costume. I was like, I'm gonna wear that shirt. I thought he was a janitor. No, they were, Danielle, they were exterminators. Cause if you remember the girl, the girl from the beginning of the movie, she had to pee. So she goes into this old warehouse or whatever. And there's the guy in there, guides her to the bathroom, and then he starts spraying, he's exterminating the building. And then later in the movie, when, Michael Levy comes in, he's, I guess his boss or whatever, and he's trying to get into the building, and calling the other guy, and he can't get in. Yeah, they were exterminators. I like twist. But yeah, he's definitely earned his spot. I'm really excited to see more of Art the Clown. I don't know what's next for the series. I have no idea. But I'm excited to see more of him. Yeah, I definitely highly recommend it if you haven't.
I'm gonna watch
it.
Yeah,
it is fucking nuts.
I think I'll stay awake.
Yeah, I know you're getting tired. I'm tired too. I didn't get much sleep today. So yeah. There was something else. There was another thing that I was going to say. I don't remember what it was, though.
I don't know. I still think I got anything.
I thought he was a janitor. Nope. Like your costume. Yeah. Wow. I really don't know where to go from here.
So that's Terrifier?
Yeah, so that was Terrifier. Definitely, like I said, the Tubi, T-U-B-I, however you say it. I sound like a dumbass when I say Tubi. It just sounds weird. But that's what I'm calling it. The Tubi app, T-U-B-I. Download that app, and like I said, they have the first. I didn't even know there was a second one. I know I mentioned that earlier when Brandon said that. I didn't know there was a second All Hallows Eve. I'm glad that I found it, though, because it's really, really good, and I really enjoyed it. But they have both the first and the second All Hallows Eve, and then you can watch both of those on the Tubi app, and then jump over to Netflix and watch Terrifier. Nobody says Andrew looks like a bitch. What? Nobody says Andrew looks like a bitch.
What?
I don't know.
Did I
Well,
show
I mean,
up?
he does, but
Oh.
just kidding. Oh, speaking of Andrew, a lot of people, I know a lot of people that don't watch the show. He told me tonight, Andrew's had a beard for a very long time. It's pretty long. Andrew's had a beard for a very long time, and he told me tonight that he's shaving it off. He's gonna go baby face. He's got his clippers. He bought new clippers at work, and gonna be little baby face. Aw.
That's gonna make a little picture of just an actual baby.
Yeah. You should. Oh my God. Nobody said Andrew Lewis.
Where did that come from?
Where did that come from, Danielle?
Maybe she thought I said it, like when we were like, I don't know.
Maybe.
When we were like wondering what to say or whatever.
Nobody said. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe like they don't hear me very well, so.
Yeah.
I never.
Yeah.
I
don't know, Danielle. So anyway, how long have we been on? Yeah, how long have we been on?
136.
All right, cool. So like I said, check out the first All Hallows Eve movies on Tubi, and then jump over to Netflix and watch Terrifier. I really highly recommend the first two movies because they're very well done, and I don't know, they're just to kind of get the whole art experience. Like I said, he's not in the second one, but to get the whole art experience and to really get more insight into his character, which is another thing that is really weird. I remember what I was going to say. Another thing that is really not weird, but the first one, he's in All Hallows Eve. He's really kind of put him on camera for before and after. Nope, it's the shtick of the show. Can't show Andrew's face.
I'll just show the beard.
Yeah, at least on camera. Like, I have pictures of him on Facebook and shit, but other than that, on the show, it's... How did that even start? It just kind of became a thing. Everybody was asking...
I've been on the show once.
Yeah, everybody asked what you looked like, and then from then it's just been, nope, can't show his face! No!
Too much like a bitch.
It's called Heckles and Horror, not Heckles and Bitches. No, I've got a feeling. I already have a feeling what jokes are gonna come now after I said that. Anyway, another thing that is kind of interesting is in the first All Hallows Eve, art is more of a entity, I guess you could say, more so than an actual physical human being. Like, I mean, he becomes physical in the first, but he kind of he comes out of the VHS, kind of like The Ring, I guess you could say. He comes out of the VHS tape, and he just kind of appears. So, but in Terrifier, he's out and about, and he's a full on. I'm sending Andrew a cool Art the Clown pic, but he's out and about, and he's like a real physical human. Like, he's a physical human character, but in the it's hard to explain, but I thought that was kind of cool that they kind of diverted away from that and kind of made him more physical and more real. Even though, like I said, he does some brutal shit in the first one, and he becomes real. He's a physical entity in the first one too, but it's a little bit different. Do a big face review after 1,000 followers. A big face reveal after 1,000 followers or something of Andrew's face.
No. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, that's fine with me.
Is that the picture?
It's Bob's Burgers. He's just sitting there.
Yeah. I haven't seen that picture, Brandon, but there's another picture that I saw. Some artist. I don't know who the artist is. I don't know who did this picture, but I fucking love this picture ever since I saw it. Which I should have sent it to you. I was going to. I should have sent it to you, but I didn't. There's another picture that another artist did, Brandon. I don't know. Yeah, the Scooby-Doo one. Where Andrew's going to grab it and bring it up and show it. But it's another really cool picture that some artist did that it's a mashup between Terrifier and Scooby-Doo. And it's really cool because the scene that I was talking about earlier that my brother's girlfriend had a really hard time with, it mashes that scene together with Scooby-Doo, and it's just really, it's a really cool picture. I really liked it. I shared it on the Facebook page a while back. I wanted to credit the artist when I shared it, but like I said, I don't know who did it or where it came from, but it was just a really cool picture, and I love Scooby-Doo, so My episode was Heckles and Bitches. The joke works. You just explained it like The Ring. He was an idea and comes alive. Yeah, basically.
So it's probably his fear, like he's the
Yeah.
pure evil.
But yeah, there's the picture that, like I said, I found online from some artist. I don't know who did it, but it's such an awesome picture. And that scene, where Daphne is hanging upside down, that scene in the movie is fucking nuts. So if you haven't seen the movie or haven't seen Terrifier, that scene is crazy. So be prepared for it. We bring this over a little bit. Yeah, Hannah, that's basically what I was. You explained it like The Ring. He was an idea and comes alive. He comes out of the screen, but in Terrifier, he's already out and about, and he's a physical, unapologetic. That's a great word, Brandon. I can't stop. Huh?
Oh, you got it.
Unapologetic is a great way to describe him. Just a unapologetic, brutal fucking killer.
Because he's not half naked.
Damn, Daphne. Yeah, Daphne. What was it? The Bob's Burger one. It was just him sitting in a booth, wasn't it?
I'm going back to it now.
Andrew's pulling it back up again, Hannah. The Bob's Burger one. It was blow it up a little bit so I can get a better look at it. It looks like he's just sitting at a. Yeah, there it goes. Oh, that is pretty cool. Sitting at a booth in Bob's Burger restaurant. Bob's Burgers restaurant. So yeah, it's really cool that whoever is doing these pictures. I don't know if it's the same guy that did the Scooby-Doo one or not, but whoever's doing these pictures though, and mashing art with all of these cartoons and shit is really cool. I really like seeing that stuff. Hopefully there's more floating around online because I'd like to see more of that. Best gore fucking kill whoever without a give a fuck and a why. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was saying earlier. Like, Art just does not give a shit. He just kills for the sake of killing. And, oh, I remember what I was going to say. The effects in Terrifier, throughout the whole series, in the first two, All Hallows Eve 1 and 2, ever since the beginning, the effects have always been spot on. Like, they have, Louise would kill Art. Louise. Who's Louise?
The rabbit hair girl.
The what?
Rabbit ear girl from Bob.
Oh, yeah. Duh. I know what you're talking about now. But yeah, another thing about Art is, or about the movies are, the effects are fucking insane. They really put a lot of time and effort into their. Let me take this off. A lot of time, effort, and money into their effects. And in Terrifier, one of the things about Art is he doesn't always. I know a lot of slashers, like, they pretty much only use like blades and shit like that. Art doesn't give a shit what he uses. As long as he can kill a person, he doesn't give a shit what he uses. At one point, oh man, this part, for some reason I love. It sounds demented to say, but for some reason I really love the kill where at one point there's a girl, he pulls out a gun and he just starts shooting this girl, and he runs out of ammo, calmly walks away, reloads his gun, calmly walks back. Like, he's just really
Menacing?
Yeah, like, it's hard. There's a word that I want to use to describe him, but I just can't think of it. But he goes back, refills his gun, comes back, and then he just like shoots her in the face. And the reason I say that is because the effects for that scene, it's straight, because they straight up show her getting shot in the face, and it looks so fucking real. Like, the effects are just nuts in this. I can't stress enough how awesome the Slipknot won't hire you if you keep taking that mask off. Oh, God. Talking about badass kills, I just rewatched Wrong Turn 1 through 3. 1 and 2 had awesome practical effects, like Adam Green stuff. 3 has a bunch of CGI, but still had great kills. Yeah, I do agree. I did a Wrong Turn episode a couple episodes back. It's not really the best episode I've done. I was really tired, and there were a lot of technical difficulties that night, and the TV was being a fucking prick. Yeah, that TV. I was about to put my foot through it that night. That TV was pissing me off. He's very exactly. He's very just calm, cool, and collected about brutally massacring all of these people in this movie. But yeah, Josh, I did a Wrong Turn episode a few episodes back. I do agree that the first one, especially the first Wrong Turn, oh man, that movie, definitely the best one in the series. I've always been a fan. I admit I've always had a pretty big crush on Eliza Dushku. And she was phenomenal in the first movie. The effects in the Wrong Turn series, they all are really, really good. I've got a handful of favorite kills and favorite effects from those movies. Very cavalier about disconnected or like depersonalization because he had no feeling. Yeah, exactly. He's just very, very cool, calm, and collected. Like I said, does it for the sake of doing it. Like he just does not give a shit about anybody's well-being or how brutal he's being toward a human being. Like it's just, yeah, like very like the total opposite. Yeah, he's just
clearly a psychopath.
Yes, to the highest degree. Clearly a psychopath to the highest degree, and that's what I like about him because he doesn't need he's got no rhyme or reason. He just does it to do it because he likes to do it. It's fucking nuts. Gave the Wrong Turn series another go after watching your vlog last month. Hannah, I'm glad that you took. I'm glad that you took my opinions or whatever on Wrong Turn. I'm glad you took my opinions and trusted them and watched rewatched the Wrong Turn series. Whether you liked them or not, I don't know. I remember when I did the episode, you said that you weren't a huge fan of them, but whether you liked them or not, it's cool that you I don't know, listened to me and checked them out. And they do get exponentially worse as the series goes on, with the exception of Bloody Beginnings, which I think was the fourth one. With the exception of that one was really good, but other than that, they do get exponentially worse. Mike Delp is a new name in the comments. Never seen him before. Welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in, Mike. Remembered Art. Yeah, there's a scene where he's riding around on a little tricycle, just riding around in a circle. He crashes into a wall at one point. Like, that's another thing that I like about him. Like, he is this cold, calculating killer, unapologetic killer, but he shows human qualities where he's crashing into walls on his tricycle and like getting up and like and shit like that and like flipping the girl off and like, I mean, I don't know. It's just really, I really like the character a lot. The character is just a really good character. Clearly a psychopath. That's fucked up imagery in my mind because I know he killed a kid. I never even thought about that. That's a good point though. But like I said, Art doesn't give a shit about killing kids because in the first one, he brutally fucking murders some kids. She took another wrong turn. I did like the first and second and grew a bit of love, but then I couldn't after the third. Yeah, Hannah, the third one, which one was the third? I know the second one was the reality TV show one. If you don't watch any of them after the second or third one, I'm almost positive it's the fourth one, Hannah. It's called Bloody Beginnings. It's kind of like an origin story of the three brothers from Wrong Turn. I recommend that one at least. I would definitely at least check that one out. But as far as the other ones go, aside from the first one, you can pass them up if you want to. But definitely check out Bloody Beginnings because that one is the best one aside from the first one. Bloody Beginnings is my favorite one from the Howard Stern. Wrong Turn. What the fuck? The Wrong Turn series. Very cold and brutal, and he's also comically human. That's a good way to put it. Very cold and brutal, but comically human. And I don't know, it's just funny. I just get a kick out of watching him have human reactions, but be just such a raving lunatic. What are you doing?
Keep going.
No. So, yeah, anyway. So that's Terrifier and All Hallows Eve. For people that are watching, if you haven't seen Terrifier or the All Hallows Eve movies, I know Brandon said he didn't know that there was a part 2 of All Hallows, but it's worth the watch. If you have seen them and you're a fan of the first one, the second one, as much as I like the first one, the second one is, the stories and the segments in it are Matter of fact, oh fuck. What was I saying?
First one, the second one.
Yeah, for if you like the first one, definitely check out the second one because it's very, very good. The segments are significantly better. The segments in the first one are good, but the segments in the second one are significantly better, and it's just a really fantastic horror film. Man, I want to send you that picture. All right, 1 second. I gotta find a picture real quick.
We'll play that other trailer.
Yeah. What other trailer do we have?
40, 29, 26, Kill Giggles, whatever.
Oh, the 30-second one?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we do have another trailer. We're going to show... So I can find this video real quick. We have another... I know that I did the Jason Buterin spotlight earlier. We have another trailer for his Kill Giggles film that he's trying to get off the ground. We're going to show that real fast so that I can have a few seconds to find this picture for Andrew for something else that I want to do before we end the show. So here's the other trailer for Kill Giggles, and we will be right back. I just got to send it to you. All right, so yeah, that was the other trailer. Like I said, it was really short. He sent me a whole bunch of stuff. He emailed me a bunch of stuff when I was talking to him over the last couple days, and I think altogether for Kill Giggles, he sent me like 3, maybe 4 small little trailers. There you go. I just sent it to you. 3 or 4 small little trailers, and a lot of them were really short, just like that one. And then the one that we showed earlier was the longer of all of them that he sent me. So that's why I chose that one to show. But like I said, I needed a couple extra seconds to find a picture for Andrew for the next thing that I'm going to do. So yeah, that was Terrifier and All Hallows Eve. Definitely check those movies out because they're well worth the watch, especially if you like sheer brutality movies like that. I know that a lot of that stuff isn't really for everybody. I know that my brother's girlfriend had a really hard time. It's funny because when she messaged me that she was, I guess her and my brother were together in the same room. I guess they were sitting next to each other, and I made a joke to her. Hopefully that chick that bitched about it before isn't watching this time, Brandon. But I made a joke to her that, oh yeah, if you didn't like how graphic Terrifier was, then you should check out Serbian film. I have it if you want to borrow it. And I was like, ask Ryan, my brother. I was like, ask Ryan about Serbian film, and she said that all he did was chuckle and shake his head. Which, if you haven't seen Serbian film, oh god, I highly recommend that you don't, because it's fucked up. But yeah, anyway, I sent that picture to Andrew. Did you get it?
Yeah,
okay.
Almost ready.
He's getting it up. Getting it up. No. But Andrew's getting the picture ready that I found. So we'll just get in while he's getting it ready. We'll just get into it. You are right. So Andrew's got the picture ready. I know that. I don't know if anybody. I know that a lot of people are aware. It's kind of been all over the internet the last few days, especially with the new season of Walking Dead starting up. Scott Wilson passed away, which really sucks because Scott Wilson played Herschel. For anybody that watches Walking Dead, Scott Wilson played Herschel in the first, or no, not the first. He wasn't in the first season, but he played Herschel from season 2 all the way up until he was killed off in season 5. I think. So yeah, he played Herschel Green in The Walking Dead from season 2 all the way up until season 5, I believe. Brandon said that he was going to send you that picture. I got the opportunity to meet Scott Wilson a couple years ago at I want to say a Horror Hound, maybe Days of the Dead, at a horror convention. Got the opportunity to meet him. Andrew's got both pictures up, a picture with me and Scott Wilson, and a picture of Brandon and his dad with Scott Wilson. really grateful that I got to meet him. He was a really super cool, humble dude. I made a post about it the other day on my page about him, and I remember I remember going to this convention. There were a lot of Walking Dead people there. A lot of people from the show that I wanted to meet, but when I found out that he was there, Scott Wilson was the one person from the show that I knew I have to meet this guy. Like he was the top of my list to meet Scott Wilson. So as soon as I got there, once I got settled in and I walked around the con and I was ready to start meeting people, I beelined it straight to his booth. Waited in line for his line was pretty long. A lot of people were in line to meet him. Waited in line for a long time, and I finally got up to him and I told him, I straight up told him, I was like, it's really great to meet you. You were yeah, Justin. That's what I'm getting into. Pumpkinhead. Yes, girl. Season 2 through 4. For some reason, I thought it was 5. I thought they killed him off in 5. I'll be honest. I've kind of fallen out of The Walking Dead, and so I mean, a lot of the seasons, as they've gone on, kind of run together for me. I've kind of fallen out of it just because it's a very frustrating show to watch nowadays. But anyway, that's beside the point. But I beelined it straight for his booth, stood in line, waited to meet him, finally got a chance to meet him, and I told him that it was great to finally meet him, and he was the top person on my list to meet at that con, and I had him sign. I've got a 24 by 36 Walking Dead poster that I met. He was the first one I met, and then I met Michael Cudlitz, I think is how you say his name, guy who plays Abe in the show, and John Barenthal, who played Shane in the show. I met both of them also at the same convention. But I've got this 24 by 36 poster that I've got all 3 of their autographs on. And I told Scott that I was like, you were the first person I wanted to meet. As soon as I found out you were going to be here, I knew that you were on my list. You were on the top of the list. And he was just a really cool, super nice, super sweet, kind, humble guy. And you could tell that he really appreciated for being as I know that cons aren't easy on celebrities. I mean, they're there all day long. Yeah, just signing shit all day long and people talking to them, and like I'm sure that it gets very very stressful, and I mean I know that it can't be easy, but for him being as old as he is, or as old as he was just so humble about it, and you could tell that he really enjoyed being there. And it was just really cool to get to meet him. And when I found out that he died the other day, it really sucked, because Herschel was my favorite character on the show. Like, and as the show went on and he became more, I guess the voice of reason. Yeah, he acted as the voice of reason, and he was kind of helped keep Rick on the straight and narrow and the path of righteousness type thing. And he was just a very good, definitely my favorite character on the whole show. And I know when they killed him off, like I was fucking pissed when they killed off Herschel.
Is that when you were done with
Oh God, I was so mad. I knew it was coming, but I was pissed. But yeah, when they killed Herschel's character off, like it was a real blow to the heartstrings, just because I loved his character so much. But yeah, Justin, you asked. Scott Wilson did pass away. I can't remember the exact date. It was earlier this week, just a few days ago. I haven't really heard any details about it. I don't know what caused it. Always have that memory. Adam West yelled at me once. I don't know any details about how he died or anything like that, but I know that it's been all over social media, and a lot of people apparently, from what I heard, an hour or so before it was announced that he had died, the producers of The Walking Dead announced that he was going to be returning to The Walking Dead in the new season. I don't know how they're going to do it, but apparently he's already filmed his scenes for the new season, so I'm sure that there'll be some sort of tribute once his episodes air. I don't know how they're going to bring him back, because I mean he was killed pretty brutally in the show, so I don't know how they're. I'm assuming probably flashback or something. Yeah.
Like his daughter still alive, Maggie is. His daughter.
Yeah.
Probably maybe like some. Like how Daryl saw his brother and.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll probably be some sort of flashback type thing. It was a leukemia. Apparently, I didn't hear about that, Brandon. That's the first I've heard about that. Apparently, he had leukemia. But yeah, so he's already filmed his scenes for the new season of Walking Dead. So at least we do have that to look forward to, even though I have fallen out of the show itself just because it's gotten so frustrating. The fact that they are bringing Herschel back, I really need to, just for this, it's on its way out. I don't think Walking Dead's going to be on much longer. Yeah, Rick is leaving this season. Maggie is apparently leaving this season. Ratings are fucking tanking, just because people are getting frustrated with it. It's just a real frustrating show to watch anymore.
That whole time like that anyway. So.
I mean, it's still the #1 rated show in television, but its ratings are just, they're tanking. But I do need to catch up on it just because it's been, I haven't watched any of last season. I think I only watched like the first few episodes of the season before, just because it's a frustrating show to watch. But the fact that they're bringing Herschel back, I do need to get caught up, and I fucking hated Lori. Don't even get me started on Lori. I'll get into that. I'll mention Lori at the end of the show, but this is about Scott Wilson. The fact that they are bringing Herschel back for the new season of The Walking Dead, I do plan on catching back up with it, and watching through the new season so I can see Scott Wilson's final work, because I loved his character so much in the show. He was definitely one of the best characters in the show, one of my favorites. So yeah, rest in peace, Scott Wilson. It really sucks that he passed away. Thankful that I got the opportunity to meet him a couple years ago. Brandon and his dad, they both got to meet him. And another really cool story, this didn't happen to me, but I know when we did Wicked Ones a couple years ago, or when we did The Wicked One a couple years ago, apparently The Walking Dead did a tribute on Sunday's episode, which, like I said, I haven't watched anything. I know that they're only one episode in, I think. I haven't watched any of it, so I didn't see the tribute. But when we did The Wicked One a couple years ago, there was a husband and wife who were in the movie, Tina and Mike Van Meter, I believe their last name is. But Mike made a post online that apparently when Tina went to meet Scott Wilson at a convention years ago, Mike wanted to go, but he had something going on. He had work or something. He couldn't make it. So in the post, Tina said that, or Mike said that when Tina went to meet him, and she had told Scott Wilson about how much Mike wanted to be there and all this stuff, but he couldn't get out of work or whatever the circumstance was, he couldn't be there. How badly he wanted to be there, but he just couldn't make it. Apparently Scott Wilson, being the cool guy that he was, took Tina's phone and FaceTimed Mike right from her phone and had like a 10 or 15 minute long conversation with him over FaceTime. And that's just really cool that somebody of Scott Wilson's magnitude and celebrity status, somebody like him would do something like that. People that have seen Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon, I know that I talked about that a while back on the found footage documentary found footage episode. I know I talked about that movie, but if you haven't seen Behind the Mask, Rise of Leslie Vernon, Scott Wilson was in that as well. He played a character named Eugene, who was like a retired serial killer. Because Rise of Leslie Vernon, I know I talked about it before. It's based on a serial killer plotting his night of killing, and one of his best friends is this character Eugene, played by Scott Wilson. And Scott Wilson in that movie, Eugene, is a retired serial killer, and Leslie goes to his house and they're drinking wine and eating cheese platters, and like, it's just a really, really funny little thing, but it's cool. Scott Wilson was great in that. If you haven't seen it, definitely pay homage to the man and watch a fantastic movie like Behind the Mask to see him in that, because he was great in that movie. So yeah, like I said, rest in peace, Scott Wilson. I'm thankful for the opportunity that I got to meet him. I know Brandon probably is too. I've seen pictures pop up online of other people that have met him, posting pictures of them meeting him at conventions and stuff. So we lost a great one when we lost him. So that really sucks, but rest in peace, Scott Wilson. And apparently, like Brandon said, they did a tribute to him on Sunday's Walking Dead episode, which I have not seen yet. But I figured that they would at some point, and I'm glad that they did. I hope that it was a good tribute, because Herschel was a fantastic addition. I know that he was in the comic books, but casting Scott as Herschel, like there's no other person that could have played that character as well as Scott Wilson did. So one of my favorite, I'll end on this. One of my favorite, oh man, it gets me every time. I've seen the episode several times. I forget what season it was, but there was one season where they were in the prison. I want to say it might have been season, well, it had to have been maybe 4 when they killed him. It was the season that they killed him off, I believe. But they had the disease or whatever break out in the prison. And at one point, Glenn came down with the disease and he was on the verge of dying. Herschel had to give him a tracheotomy, and like he had to save his life and everything. And there's the scene where Maggie, after he saves Glenn's life, Maggie comes in and she tells Herschel, "Go rest. You've been running for hours now. Go rest," or whatever. And he goes back to his room, back to his cell in the prison, and he pulls out his Bible and he starts reading his Bible, and then he breaks down and starts crying. Like, that scene it's just so powerful, and it really shows the type of emotion that somebody like Scott Wilson could convey in a character. And I don't know, I've always loved that episode, and just that one scene. That's one scene from that show that has always really stood out to me of Scott Wilson's involvement, his scene. But yeah, check out Rise of Leslie Vernon. Check out him in that. Walking Dead. Check out Sunday's episode to see the tribute. I'm sure Talking Dead probably did some sort of tribute as well. So yeah, rest in peace, Scott Wilson.